Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hi, welcome to TFYLP, episode 543. We're live tonight. It is, Wednesday something? August 30th.
Sure.
Sure. So, I am Lucas. I'm joined tonight by Phil.
Hey there, Internet world. How you doing?
And Peter.
Favorite.
So, and then I think we're going to be joined a little bit later by a couple more cast members who can't join till later. Oh, apparently Phil noped out. Phil, are you still here?
Yeah, sorry. I dropped out for a second there.
Okay. There we go. I guess I can ask them when they're going to join. So, yeah.
So, Peter, you're alive, huh?
Yeah.
So we figured, we said, tonight's topic can be how to protect your Transformers from a hurricane.
Don't collect Transformers. The way to protect your Transformers from death or anything, how not to have your family be saddled with the burden of whatever. Just don't do what we do. Don't collect. Don't enjoy yourself. Don't have things that you find or imprint value or meaning into. Value nothing. Everything's an illusion, and we're all gonna wash away in that storm surge of infinity.
Okay.
And tonight's episode is brought to you by antidepressants. Peter,
I haven't been on antidepressants since before I got off of them, so that I could go to Afghanistan.
Oh, okay. That sounds like a good choice.
Oh, it was. That was good.
I haven't been on antidepressants since this morning.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I had some bad side effects coming off of them, though, man. It was a good time.
Ooh.
So robots.
So, but robots, yes. Robots.
They make pew pew noises.
They don't necessarily.
Why not? Why you gotta
some like Night Scream. Night Scream has that sonic thing, that sonic screamy thing, and the launch teeth.
And then what does Mind Wipe sound like?
Ori ori momori tatungi wipe.
Okay.
In the Japanese version, but it doesn't mean it's nonsense words. It's not like Simon Tolman Helbatua.
Sure.
That's Hellbat.
Sure.
Gotta flap his arms. Simon Tolman Helbatua.
Okay,
So.
fair enough.
Yeah, so that brings us to our topic tonight,
Which is
why we all need to be more medicated.
Oh.
Wait, isn't that kind of our medication? Can I get a prescription for that?
To paraphrase The Simpsons, Transformers are the cause of and solution to all our problems.
Beer.
Yes. I think it was alcohol specifically, not just...
Okay.
Well, alcohol broadly, not beer specifically.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, Lucas, why do modern Transformers suck? And why should Hasbro fire everyone who works there and replace it with you.
Oh no, they shouldn't replace with me. But yeah, I will say, it's interesting seeing this the missing link stuff. Are you getting that, Peter? The
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It made no
Excited?
sense that. Oh yeah, I mean, it made no sense that. Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing. It made no sense that they were doing. I mean, I know they did a whatever Optimus a couple of years ago at Walmart, but it was just cab Optimus thing, but not cab. Just anyway. But then they're doing these retro movie whatever things. I've only seen the Starscream at stores. I don't pre-order stuff anymore because I'm dumb. Hey, Catherine.
Hey,
how's it going?
Hello.
Good.
We were told you weren't. We were told you were coming in later, but welcome.
Anna will be joining us later.
Okay.
Heidi ho.
Well, I don't want to
Catherine,
say
ho.
that because then if Anna decides not to show up, that now she's kind of backed in a corner.
Might join us, if it pleases her.
There is a probability that Anna will join us later.
But sorry, Peter, you were talking about Missing Link. And
Oh,
hello.
Missing Link. Yeah. Thank you. I didn't like that they're doing these movie, and I'm sure they'll get to it at some point. These movie retro blah 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 things, but no Optimus yet announced. Whatever, and obviously no Megatron. I don't know what they're going to do for Studio 86 Megatron, but that's not. It's a different line. So I was kind of bummered that I love that Starscream. It's the only one I have. I don't pre-order things because I'm lazy or cheap or whatever. I'd rather take my chances and just be mad at Walmart.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah. I mean,
you can pre-order from Walmart and have the same experience.
But sure, you can get your anger from home.
They send me a smashed wrong thing, and then I have to
They're very
go to the
accommodating
store.
like that.
Yeah, they are.
Or you get the email that says, we can't send you the thing. It's out of stock. Meanwhile, you see it available online right then.
Yes.
That's the kind of quality customer service you've come to love and expect.
From both Walmart and Target.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way,
So
Missing
Link. Oh,
I
sorry.
can't wait till Walmart and Target merge and just become the We Say So Corporation.
But what else are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's their slogan. What else are you gonna do?
Pulse has been great. They haven't screwed up a single order, gotten all my exclusives if I was quick enough.
I haven't logged into Pulse in forever. I don't know.
Peter,
but Missing Link.
Say. Oh, sorry. Go on. We yet again.
That's okay. I was gonna say Missing Link. It scratches that itch for a really pretty Prime that looks like, like Prime in my brain. And his fists are attached, and his legs do fun stuff, and he's just like, it's all the things I wanted my Prime to do when I was playing with. Well, I didn't have a Prime as a kid. Not that Prime. My first Prime was Power Master Prime, but over at Philip McGee's house, playing with his Optimus Prime, it was like, I wish he did this and that. Whatever. Fuck it. It's fun. But hopefully that Megatron, the listing or the whatever that we saw isn't fake. Hopefully that comes out too, so I can import that and have a Pew Pew Megatron that does all the stuff with elbows. A Megatron with elbows. Can you believe it?
I will believe it when I see it.
Bingo. I will believe it when I run into a 7-Eleven like, look at my new toys. America. I live in Florida. Just, yeah. So
it won't even make the news.
Yeah.
It won't.
In Florida, they call that a Tuesday.
How's your place good with weather?
Oh yeah. We caught a lot of the bands. It hit north of us, way north of us. So we caught a lot of the bands. We had some fun wind and rain, lots of rain, but nothing washed away. We even drove out to the river, which is just down the way here, and a couple of docks had washed away, but no one seemed to be like flailing, and a lot of boats were out. So I don't know, people were out goofing around because we're not bright down here. So it's fine. Thank you for asking.
The toys are safe?
Toys are safe. Toys are safe. Yeah. It's not like when the Infinity Closet days where they were on they were off site and I had to like have panic attacks about where they were and how they were doing. Like my house was destroyed.
That stuff was all waterproof bins too, though.
Yeah, the totes are all waterproof and they're all on risers and all that fun stuff. But and my house was on stilts, but my house still got destroyed, and the toys were fine at the other location. So, now it's all here. So if I get destroyed, they get destroyed. It's mutually assured destruction.
How it should be.
Yep.
So, Peter, I was going to mention, you won't believe this, but so I had pre-ordered the Origins Jazz, right? From Target, like, I have no idea what, right? Came to the store, like, left the store, went in clearance and all that. My pre-order never shipped, right? Which is, like, story as old as time, right? I'm like, I'm just going to keep it just, whatever, right? Go through pretty recently and said, hey, like, we've got a delay. Can you approve this delay? And it actually, like, allowed me to do it, right? And so I'm like, okay, this probably isn't going to come, right? But you wouldn't believe today what happened. I actually got it, like, delivered to my house. I was shocked that
this, I got to stop you right there because we deal in truths on TFYLP. We don't deal in your fantasy nonsense. But I'll allow you to continue your story.
No, this is the story is that I managed to get something delivered from Target that like I pre-ordered I have no idea because it was one of those things where, I do try to order everything on Pulse, but like you guys will like post a link like, hey, order this, Lucas. And I will be busy or whatever, you know how it is. And I won't get it and it'll sell out of Pulse. And I'm like, oh crap, I have to actually order this from like Amazon or from, Target or whatever. And, you share in, how much we love ordering from Walmart or Target. And yeah, like I was absolutely shocked that they sent me, although I have not opened it yet. So I guess I should go get it and open it just to confirm that it is the right like thing.
It's the right figure. The chest is attached. Most of the jazzes that were still lagging around in my local area had their chests stripped off. Like the I guess I haven't opened it like the actual figure, so I guess the way the chest transforms, it flips down or something. Does it? Yeah, Phil's nodding. So. But yeah, the TikTok Rip the Toys Apart challenge is alive and well down here. Again, Florida. So if you find things in stores, they're usually missing a head. The weapons have been ripped out. In this case, a chest, or they've tried to transform it while it's still in the cardboard. So you have like this like horribly mangled thing. I love retail. It's so good. And if you point it out to any of the employees, they're just like,
why do we care?
Oh, my store.
I'm gonna go get it, and I can open it live. That way, we can document it if it's actually the actual product.
Okay.
Are we stealing Rick's thunder?
Right.
Oh, we're cutting the tape.
Mm-hmm. Cutting the tape, apparently. All right, I'll be right back.
While he's doing that, if anybody's saw the leak list for 24 and saw Sandstorm on there. And got excited and went, boy, I would really like to have a new Sandstorm. That's exciting, but you don't want to wait for Hasbro? Dr. Wu's has one up for pre-order right now.
That does look nice.
Pre-order. Aren't there a couple?
Yes, 4 different flavors.
Oh my God! What are the different variations?
Regular, comic, shattered glass, and unleaded.
But what is unleaded?
I don't know.
There's a toyish one and a cartoonish one.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a toy one, a cartoon one, but then there's the blue one and a what color was the other one?
Shattered glass.
Yeah, shattered glass, and then a blue and purple one.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth.
That is a gesture you might not be thrilled with on camera there, Phil.
Well,
Yeah. Hey, it's
here
Jazz.
you go. I think it's actually him. It has his
It's
chest,
him and-
right?
Yep,
Yeah.
you're
Here
good.
you go. It's a little smashed, but not too bad.
You'll be
So
fine.
there you go.
And they only charged you full price. 4
Yes.
months after every other one in America went on clearance.
Yes.
I love it. That's
But
capitalism
I
at
never
work.
There's
actually
still
saw
hope he's
it
missing from the
locally.
waist down.
Did you? I guess you saw these in store in Florida, but they were all messed up, I guess.
Yeah, we had, I mean, I don't know how many cases each store got, but we had multiple pegs at each store full of Jazz for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then eventually they all got destroyed and then they all disappeared. So I assume they went on clearance and wandered away, and I'll find them at the flea market.
Well, usually
Something.
Kansas City is pretty good about distribution. I don't know. Again, I wasn't out hunting it. I was kind of on the fence originally about getting it, just because, whatever. I get everything, so.
I think he fits a nice, the way his robot mode is compact, fits a really nice Pretender or Action Master robot mode vibe. I wish his blacks were blue, but there's still a chance that might happen at some point, which would be nice. If we can get a blues for blacks Jazz, just so I can throw it on my 1989 or 1990 shelf, that would be fantastic. Same with like Weirdo Bumble with his helipack, or Funky Blaster, or anyone that was an Action Master. How about? But I mean, before we get that, we should just have mainframe in proper colors. That would be nice. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, so you're gonna actually open the box of the toy as well, Lucas, or are you just opening the target box?
What's that? No,
Are you actually? Oh yeah, so you're unpacking. All right, there you go.
Yep, I'm unboxing here. Did we have a drum roll? I didn't even pay attention.
We did, but
what?
Phil was making a vigorous like drum rolling action, but you couldn't see his hands, so it looked, and he was like leaning into the camera, like, but like everything was shaking, like, I don't know, and there was this smacking noise. It was it was an awkward drum roll. We all Yep.
It's the best for the audio listeners, really. They appreciate it. So
lots of skin on skin noise there.
Hopefully the audio listeners have been enjoying it. I've been, it's been current, the audio feed. So if anyone has any issues with the audio feed, let me know.
Did we have any other news this week, or any news?
I bought a bunch of toys, you guys.
This is why we need Christian.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
got.
I don't expect we would have any this week or next week, just because of the holiday.
Transformers the comic is coming. Optimus Prime the comic, or Transformers the comic, or whatever. Previews, or 4-page previews, are dropping here and there for the Skybound Image stuff. So that's kind of news.
Catherine, are you excited for the new comic, or are you lamenting the fact that it switched from IDW?
No, there's still some lamenting. I'm not real excited about this new start. I'll give it a chance. It'll take time, though.
Right.
This looks very G1.
Who would have thought? Try to redo G1.
I mean, you gotta. Almost every time a comic gets a new #1 or gets some sort of relaunch universe, you have the retelling of the origins. Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. It's been done over and over again. Transformers is just one of those properties now that sort of is forced to do that to some fashion.
We we should have learned from that one by now. All the other brands have.
But
No,
the
I mean,
brands
Batman-
also have decades of pre-existing, commercial, crap out there that
So do we
Transformers
now.
doesn't.
So do we now,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
We've got
But-
40 years of almost 40 contiguous years. There's like a 5-year period in the 90s where just nothing was happening.
And our collections prove the commercial crap.
But Spider-Man's been around for 60 years. Superman, Batman have been around for 80 years. And it's really only like the last 5 or 10 years they're like, oh yeah, we don't need to keep retelling the origin.
I mean, to be fair though, the IDW universe only got rebooted once. And they had it for how many years? So, at least comics now, the cartoons are a little bit different story. They kind of retell those every few years, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's been as bad for that as look at DC. How many times have they rebooted DC?
Mm-hmm.
Crisis, Flashpoint, New 52. I think that's about it.
We do get to look forward to some. I mean, we know they're doing stuff with G.I. Joe, so
I'm looking forward to that. I have about halfway through the second iteration of IDW G.I. Joe. I asked my local guy to just stop pulling all the books for me because I hated it so much. I got through the first Cobra mini, the one with Chuckles, back in 2010, and it was fine. I enjoyed that, and then Costa took over the mainline Transformer book, and that was terrible. He was the same guy who wrote what I liked on the Joe book, and then the Joe book nosedived, and I was like, I'm out. And then they tried to do the whole Hasbroverse thing, and I was really out. I don't know. So I'm pulling books now. I'm excited to try again because I love the properties. I just didn't love where a lot of the storytelling went in IDW after the reboot, and with G.I. Joe in general. The IDW non-Hama stuff was not my bag.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with G.I. Joe that the fact that they are sort of shoehorning it into the Energon universe. Will it play second fiddle to, the Transformers stuff? Because when you have it named after a element from Transformers, well, you can tell what's going to be the primary focus.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how much interplay there is between the two the titles, because in the old Marvel stuff, I mean, there was the main crossover, G.I. Joe versus the Transformers, and then the Gen 2 stuff in the 90s, where G.I. Joe was the kickoff for Gen 2. It's but by and large, with all the other nonsense going on in the Transformers book, the G.I. Joes from Marvel didn't care or even seem to be aware. So it's like little touch points, oh, we're good, and then we just live in separate universes again. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm still personally in mourning for that second IDW universe. I loved it. It was everything I wanted. While I am definitely in a minority, I know I'm also not alone in that. And
You are not alone.
And Hasbro has been in some agreement because they have graced us with some of those characters. Very
Case in point.
recently, almost topically, for this 2-pack. In fact,
It's almost like they planned these 3 years ago before IDW lost the license, and because the pipeline's 2 to 3 years. So
right,
and these were easy retools, but I mean, they look good. Go ahead and let's hear what your thoughts are.
Well, I was gonna say, wasn't Anna supposed to come and give her thoughts as well? Where's she at?
I'm kind of stalling here.
Okay, we'll hold.
Coming back to the comic book thing, I'll say Void Rivals so far has been entertaining. We're 3 issues in, which is halfway through what this miniseries is going to be.
Don't spoil it for the people who haven't read it yet. I mean, we're good.
The only thing I will say is my son is reading it, and he doesn't quite understand how comic books work a little bit. So at the end of Void Rivals number 3, you get a 4-page preview for the Transformers book. He thought that was still the Void Rivals comic, and it's no, you idiot. Like, that's not the case. God, you're so stupid. Who raised you? No, so he was confused by that, and I explained to him, like, no, this is the point in which the Void Rival story stops, and then now this other stuff is a preview for what the Transformers book will be.
But they're planning on continuing Void Rivals, though, correct? Or no?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they've said.
Yeah.
I'm sure sales numbers will have something to do with it. What the structure of the Energon universe that I have read is that it's intended to be 4 issues a month, i.e., 1 book a week in the Energon universe. And once Transformers and G.I. Joe kick up, you're going to have Duke. So G.I. Joe won't be its own book. G.I. Joe will be Duke and Cobra Commander, each having their own separate book. And then you have Transformers, and then you'll have Void Rivals. So those will be the 4 books that are coming out. Almost as soon as G.I. Joe, as soon as the 2 G.I. Joe books launch, Void Rivals ends. So it's likely we'll see some sort of solicitation in the near future of what's going to come after Void Rivals, whether that is Void Rivals Volume 2 or something else. We'll see.
Sounds a little bit like Phase 1 again. Infiltration, then for 4 issues, then escalation for 4 issues, then I don't even remember anymore, but everything was just little 4-issue mini-series arcs that were very confusing to piece together if you weren't buying them week to week.
Yeah, and that is somewhat the beast of the comic book industry these days, that, you know, it's a lot easier for these companies to sell a new number 1 than it is sometimes to, you know, just continue a story in a series. My thinking is that we'll likely see Transformers continue 1 through, you know, infinity, you know, whatever. And then the other books will be sort of, you know, where you'll get the more mini-series touches sort of things.
I look forward to Void Rivals fizzling out after about 8 to 12 issues, only to be resurrected in 2 years after G.I. Joe and Transformers are still keeping things afloat.
Yeah, I mean, Void Rivals, you know, from the trailers, I'm not spoiling anything, it takes place in outer space. So this could be where you have more of the outer space sort of aspect of the Transformers universe, because the preview for the Transformers book is taking place on Earth. It is taking place with the Ark stuck in the mountains. So it's one of those things that, you know, that's the Void Rivals sort of end of the universe might be where we get the sort of space opera thing.
So they'll be our new Black Rock Consortia?
No, they'll be our, they'll be our Transformers season 3 type of story.
There are visionaries.
I like that season 3 analogy. That works.
Yeah.
Oh, visionaries part is the spoiler. We said no spoilers.
Oh, womp, womp, womp.
Someone did ask in a letters page of Void Rivals if there would be Mask and other Hasbro properties, and the editor responding to the letters just said, "What are those?"
Didn't Mask just get sold?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen anything about that.
No, sorry. Somebody else picked up their license to do toys.
Ramen Toy is making not quite licensed. They're hoping Hasbro doesn't hit him with a cease and desist.
Hasbro has hit him with the cease and desist.
Parts.
Yeah, more along the lines of the packaging issues. But yes, there's a company called Ramen Toys that's essentially doing third-party 80s toys, and they're doing the gamut. So they've done the first one that's come out. Actually, no, the first ones that came out were Centurions, and now they've done
first.
Yeah, and now they've done what's called Gullwing, which is the Thunderhawk car jet from Mask.
And their Mask line is called Machina, Makina. But the packaging looks very, and the toy designs are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they've also got Marshall Bravestar in the pipeline, more Centurions, and some He-Man toys that they showed off at PowerCon that were like...
It's just head swaps.
Yeah.
They're head upgrades for your Masterverse Dolph Lundgren figures, or your Retro or Origins or whatever it's called, Dolph Lundgren He-Man, which are closer in like resemblance to the actual Lundgren, because Mattel doesn't have license to use his likeness, and they look pretty good. But they were doing something called like Ace Commandos or something, and it's basically Top Gun. And they got hit by whoever makes Top Gun, Paramount or whatever.
Yeah.
That said, hey, don't do Top Gun. Like, don't do Tom Cruise face, because they had a Tom Cruise face and everything. But they found a way to get around that and get the heads that they'd produced out as a pre-order bonus pack. Like, just there's some heads slipped in the package. Wink. So they're doing 6-inch pilot figures. So whatever.
Yeah, and Ron also brings up that they're doing the Ghost Rider Hell Charger, which was
That's
the
right.
failed HasLab. Yeah,
Yep.
So Ramen Toys is very, very much like firing to all fields there.
Mm-hmm. And they're listening to feedback from fans. They're changing things as people, give them feedback. And some of the feedback trolls are just, not liking anything they put out. Like, change it to see how much they'll change it. So some of the commentary in their Facebook and Twitter feeds are interesting. But I think they're doing it with good intentions, as good as a third party company can have of their intentions. They're trying to make a product that is good, that hits your heartstrings, that makes you happy.
Yeah. They also have done some Silverhawks toys, which at first had some approval by Super 7, and then Super 7 said, "Nah, no, we're not working with you guys anymore."
But Super 7 has now had some issues with. I know they bought the property, but I guess someone popped up out of the woodwork and said, "Now wait a minute, are you sure you own that property?" And that's why a lot of their stuff's pausing for the moment. Aside from,
I was not aware of that with the Super 7 Silverhawk stuff.
Yeah, rumors are all over Facey Page. So who knows what's true and what's not? But I know Super 7 was under the impression that they had purchased the entire thing, and then but their Ultimates line is struggling a bit anyway. I know the Joe stuff isn't selling as well as they'd hoped. I know the Transformer stuff is getting some pretty rough reviews. And good times.
Yeah, their Ninja Turtle stuff seems to have really hit the skids as well. So this is why you should buy robots.
Hopefully.
Hey, it's the big winner.
Hey.
Welcome, big winner.
Big winner?
Yeah.
I'm a big winner. It's true.
You're the big winner. I want to know what you picked.
In true Anna nature, I haven't picked yet.
Okay, well, everything in the slate was good stuff, so I'm excited to see what you go for. I think I have an idea. We'll talk about it later.
Hello,
I don't
everyone.
understand.
Hello.
Hey, Anna. Welcome.
We like to speak in code around here. It's fun.
Oh, okay.
Lucas and I can talk about things that you weren't involved in too. So
Talking about what's the show tonight?
we're talking about this amazing new 2-pack.
Oh,
Great colors, great characters, a little bit more outside the box. Oh wait, no, we're talking about this amazing 2-pack.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not that Shattered Glass 2-pack, if I actually ordered it or not.
Wait.
Oh, do you not have it yet?
Aha! There we go.
No, but I don't remember if I actually pre-ordered it or not.
I believe it's still up on Pulse.
I'm sure you can get it.
Yeah.
I'll have to look.
I believe both of these 2-packs are available right now, I think.
Nice.
The one on Pulse, and I thought I saw earlier today that the Deadeye 2-pack went up for resale again.
Yeah, it was out of stock. It has gone back up. I don't know if it's still in stock.
So maybe this will, make somebody want to go run and buy them.
I think you should.
Exciting. Did you guys already talk about old slash shells?
Haven't talked about any of them yet.
No, we
Nope.
haven't,
Oh,
none
nice.
of them.
We've been talking about Mask and G.I. Joe and He-Man, Silverhawks,
Right.
Centurions, Marshall Bravestar. No joke. That is what we have talked about so far tonight.
We didn't even get
Nice.
into Biker Mice from Mars.
Oh, darn.
Yeah.
I predicted earlier that you would talk about football, but I was wrong. There's a bunch of other.
Why would we be talking about football?
I don't watch football.
It was just my guess. It was just
I
my
think
guess.
I think I've watched an entire football game once in my life, and I was in the marching band in high school, so I had to go to the football games.
So do we want to start with the best or the worst here?
I
Anna?
want to start with the worst because I want to know what the worst is.
No, I'm the only one that has a worst of these four?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tell us what your worst is.
Oh.
Which one's the worst?
Brr.
I
Easily.
didn't buy.
Yeah, I don't
didn't
want
buy
this
these
one.
sets.
I
Good.
have mold fatigue of Sideswipe. This is number 14. No, I'm sorry. I just can't do it.
So how many sad swaps have all of us owned of this basic mold?
With the exception of that one, I think I have all of them.
Do you want this one?
Sure.
Okay, I'll send them to you.
I'll send you half.
I know where
Yeah,
you're
That saves me
fun.
sending them to Nick.
I know where you're coming from, Catherine. I have not bought all of them. I had the Siege Sideswipe, and then I sold it because we were getting Earthrise Sideswipe. So I have Earthrise Sideswipe. I have Earthrise Red Alert. I have who was the black Siege
Deep cover.
recolor? Deep cover. So I've got deep cover for my Siege version of the mold. And then Shattered Glass Sideswipe here is the fifth one I've owned, but the fourth one that I currently own of this. So I don't have as much fatigue on this, and this is maybe my favorite version of this mold.
I may not like this one, and I'm not intending to keep it, of course. But the head is neat. This is a very unique head sculpt.
Mm-hmm.
And the weapons were, kind of different, neat touch, fit in nicely on the side in vehicle mode. The colors are really popping. Love that. I'm wondering if there is fatigue with the mold on this part because of how shallow it is on its connector.
Yeah, it does pop out very easily.
It's hard to
stuck in
keep
with
it
this
in
friction.
place.
Yeah.
Well, I think didn't we mention that with the G2 figures as
Yeah,
well?
it's the same with the G2. They
Yeah.
did the same thing with the G2 one. So this isn't the first time he's had the Shallow Missile.
So maybe it is like the mold is just getting exhausted.
Yeah.
They've really put
It
it through
could
the
be.
works.
They really have.
I think it's our current
I've
champion,
had-
isn't it?
In terms of mold usage,
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, there's two different versions of the mold, right? Because there's the Earthrise.
No,
and
it's the same mold. It's the same basic mold.
Yeah, well, other people.
it's the same engineering.
Yeah, Siege and
Oh,
Earthrise,
yeah.
they're the same.
I mean, they're a little different.
Hey, this is technically different-er because now it has a new chest piece.
And a new head.
Ooh, a whole new mold. Let's do 13 more of just this.
Right.
Well, we're gonna get at least one more of the Wheeljack, the Armada Wheeljack.
Hilarious if we didn't get Armada Wheeljack at this point because we all so strongly believe it and his head's right freaking here. But if we didn't get him, that would be really funny.
Christian would be
They're-
so angry.
They're going to make them really hard to get. They're going to put them in like a 4-pack that's only available at PulseCon or something. It's only going to show up at GameStop in Canada.
It's going to be at the physical PulseCon, which doesn't exist, so make it even harder to go to.
For me, this was a box set of Gothrod and a Minicon that came with a free Sideswipe.
Not the worst way
Yeah,
to look at it.
I like this. I don't know what happens to this in my collection when Armada Wheeljack comes out, if he does. Because Armada Wheeljack's what I actually wanted, and this is like my impatience embodied as a figure. Because I wanted to see it before, so now I have this. Because honestly, I don't really have attachment to any of the Shattered Glass stuff, especially not like real Shattered Glass stuff, the real exclusives from back in the day. I don't have the nostalgia for it because I wasn't part of the cool kids getting exclusives back then.
I was, and I hate all of it.
Good. That makes it even better.
I just think they're interesting paint jobs. Some are better than others. This is one of my favorite uses of this mold, and it's probably one of my favorite Shattered Glass paint jobs. I like the sort of late 80s teal that they use on this. This guy looks like he'd be a San Jose Sharks fan, which is definitely like for a kid growing up in the 80s and hitting adolescence in the 90s, like that was the thing, like black and
that is
teal.
local for me. These colors are very local in my neighborhood.
There you go.
Lived by San Jose.
For those of you who aren't aware, Catherine lives in a shark cage.
It's true.
I knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
It's a good place to live.
What?
Shark cages, they're good places to live.
So are you also looking forward to replacing him, Phil?
With Wheeljack? No, I don't. I like the mold. I like that he has the little batons. I like that he came with the Minicon. I don't need to get the Armada version.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm wondering about too. Like, do I not need to get the Armada version now because I have this? And technically, these are better colors, right? And like the way my brain works, I can just say this is Armada Wheeljack in his evening clothes. This is a different outfit for him. It's the same guy. His story is the same. It's again, I was an Autobot and I became a Decepticon. That's it.
I mean,
Peter?
No, that was an order board, and now I have a Decepticorn. It just give me the giggles. Also, I'm watching Pyramid of Darkness on the Hasbro channel or whatever, and Quick Kick just beat up Storm Shadow, and that would never happen in real life. Was it issue 54 or 55 of the old book where Storm Shadow infiltrates the pit? Yeah, Storm Shadow infiltrates the pit and beats the snot out of Quick Kick.
That sounds right.
That's how it should be. Anyway,
I like to think that Quick Kick is actually a really good martial artist, but just decided to become an actor.
He's a stuntman. I mean, he can be a martial artist stuntman, but you're not going to beat Storm Shadow. You're not. So,
my assumption would be that Storm Shadow would underestimate him because he would assume that Quick Kick is too goofy and silly, and Quick Kick's like, no, I got some skills, bro.
And it would take it's that half second. It was like, okay, you do have some skills. Now I defeat you.
All right. At least it's not Nunchuck.
Oh God, I can see Quick Kick in the reflection behind you.
I'm not joking. I'm watching G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
I got my GoBots behind me.
Now that I see that, it's hard not to watch. Damn it.
It's like when you're behind a van that's like playing something like on the little screen. You're like, oh. Watching Monsters Inc. Yeah, let me keep following.
I'll watch Paw Patrol with you.
Yeah, there you go. Be there on the double.
So, Sideswipe also came with a Minicon.
He did. He came with the first of the
Minicon
Neo Minicons.
Is that the first Minicon that's come with any figure? Like, as far as the new stuff?
We had synergy, Lucas. We were both saying it. The first of the new Minicons.
And
it's interesting. He got revealed second because Jolt got revealed first, but he's shipping later.
Yes.
I think the most important thing to focus on about this is that it has elbows and knees.
And feet. Its feet are not they're not the suggestion of feet. It
It can
doesn't have the
stand on
suggestion
its
of
own.
feet or the suggestion of hands. It has actual feet and actual hands.
You can make an
Hands or
argument that
claws.
these are the suggestion of hands. Yeah.
Like I thought back to my original, when I first got wind shear back in the day with my Armada Wheeljack, and I had kind of some rose tinted lenses going on for that because I was like, this isn't that much better. So I actually looked at pictures of what the actual original mold looks like. And this is a real honest to goodness good update.
Yeah,
This is what an actual update of a tiny figure looks like.
Anna and I were mentioning earlier that we have pretty much both outsourced our MicroMasters to Dr. Wu at this point. And this feels like Hasbro's trying to keep us, or like win us back a little bit.
Yeah, much better quality than the MicroMasters and some of the recent Target Masters that we've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I never had Armada Wheeljack. I always wanted Armada Wheeljack, but he was A, difficult to find, and B, like I was broke college kid when Armada hit, so I didn't have a ton of money for Armada toys.
Secret is you live in your car, man, and then you don't have college or rent to pay for anything. You just go buy those toys and put them in your storage unit where you also park your car.
Oh.
So you're
Destron
living with your
style.
Toys. How is that not the dream?
Destron style, man. Until you had to join the military, that's how we used to roll, man. Sleep in that car.
You had a roof over your head. I mean,
That's
technically you had
true.
2 roofs over your head. You had the storage unit roof and your car roof.
Yeah. Anyway, so
Yeah.
that's how I afforded Armada Wheeljack story.
So my thought back in the day was Wind Shear here was one of the better mini cons. He looked better from all the pictures I saw. And would you guys agree with that?
So Wind Shear and Joel are both examples of mini cons that had a very humanoid shape. And I think from the pictures of Joel, he looks really good. This guy, Whisper, the repaints of Wind Shear, is very humanoid in shape, has had some kind of oddness to him with the wings and the claws and the little head. But, it's a humanoid shape. A lot of the mini cons were not this humanoid, right? They were much more kind of vague. So I don't know what happens if they get to them, if they get around to actually updating them. Because this is basically a 2000s MicroMaster, right? It's not a weird thing. It's just it's a tiny transformer again.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
You could definitely tell that they were trying to they're trying to serve either the ultimate mode or the gimmick with the mini cons than they were the robot mode. The robot mode was definitely an afterthought.
Yeah, and the mini cons didn't really move as much as I remember them moving. I remember them moving well just because Armada toys moved so poorly. I think the mini cons were better than their friends. But no, when I look back at the pictures of them and when I actually play with some of the old ones, they don't move very well. So this is a fantastic update. It's super cool. Is a mini con enough to buy a, $55 set? Of course not. But it's still really cool.
If you want to justify $55, you have to get Gothrod.
You do.
Because Gothrod is absolutely beautiful. He is just a sexy little twink goth boy. Just straight out the club. Got the goatee and everything. He is adorable. I love him. I can't wait to slap a mercenary logo on him and put him on the all-black shelf.
So we got a Gothrod in Power of the Primes. I mean, obviously, this is a much better figure. But is it pretty much a similar deco as that one, or is it a bit different?
It's a similar deco. I mean, it's very clean on this figure, of course.
Yeah, I was talking with some friends the other day that were upset that this is still considered a Voyager. And I get it that the size of this toy is not as big as a Voyager is, but the engineering on him is far more complex than what you're getting from a deluxe size figure. This is, to use the term that we kind of jokingly use, mini masterpiece, this does have more akin to masterpiece level engineering. But not nearly as good, but it's very, very good for a toy this size. And then because he is smaller, you have that additional engineering, and you have some beautiful, beautiful paint. The nice silver metallic sheen that you get on the spoiler, the plastic red that they use for him all throughout is great. So yeah, there's a lot of love and care that went into this toy. So I recommend him. I didn't think I would be a big fan. He was the one I was least looking forward to, and been like, holy crap, he's so pretty.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like this mold, and I mean, kind of somewhat the Ultra Magnus too. It's like, I mean, you can definitely, when you compare this to the masterpiece versions, like, there's definitely been some updates in toy engineering and articulation and such. That this can pull some stuff off that older masterpiece couldn't, even though it was a higher price point.
Definitely. And you get all the same accessories. You get the Matrix. You get the Matrix little glow effect that Catherine had hers holding just a moment ago. You get the guns. You get the saw. You get the smoke effects, the blast effects coming out of his wrist port things. So yeah, he is not unequipped.
So yeah, I mean, it seems like it's the box that's not a bad value though for $55 because.
Oh, not at all.
And he poses in all your traditional goth club dances, just like you would expect.
He can do the whole entire dance from Wednesday.
He can, yes. Thankfully, he's got the hands for it too.
But yeah, considering that, I mean, I don't know how much is a Voyager and a Deluxe these days. Is it?
It's apparently $55.
It'd be $60 if you bought a Voyager and a Deluxe.
Yeah, 35 and 25.
And
I don't know how
and this comes with extra, mini.
This comes with a mini con, yeah. So this is kind of going back to what we get every once in a while, where the 2-packs become, or the multi-packs become value packs because they're using all old molds and they're just repaints. So suddenly they're just a little bit less than they should be. It's the same thing with the Target 4-pack that people are getting, right? The True Builder pack, where it's 3 deluxes and a Voyager for I think $77 or something like that. It's about as much as it would cost you for 3 deluxes, and you get a free Seeker. So these value pack ideas are nice. It's a nice way to get the molds again if you want them.
Peter, did you have any thoughts on Gothrod?
I'm not a big fan of Shattered Glass, but I do admit that it's a nice deco. I don't know.
Not picking that one up?
I might. I haven't purchased anything new in a while. So.
I feel like I'm kind of the same way, and that's, originally I think we're going to do this topic, but, we'll save it for another week. But yeah, I don't know. I debate whether or not Shattered Glass is something that needs to be part of my collection.
Yeah, I get that.
The decos all look neat, but.
Now, what does need to be a part of your collection are snipers. And not just snipers, hot girl snipers. We finally get a Decepticon in that traditional Autobot woman, female mold, and she's fantastic. Oh, I love that you have her in vehicle mode, Phil.
Anna loves this mold so much. It is her favorite.
I do. It's the best mold ever.
Okay. She's a little exhausted of it, like I am with Sideswipe. I still enjoy this mold. I think the head sculpt is beautiful. I mean, you've all seen pictures of it online. It holds up very well.
Let's see if I can...
The colors look better in hand.
Yeah.
That mold is way older than the Sideswipe mold, and it is much, much worse.
So this particular one, very nice and tight joints. At least I feel.
Yeah.
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 Nice and tight.
This is the first time I've owned this mold. I have avoided this mold in its previous iterations. I mean, it was what? It was Chromia, and who else was it?
I don't know. Okay, so first off, do you mean that you've avoided the Moonracer mold up through this, or just the Siege and forward?
Because this was a whole combiner.
Well, this was like a re-engineering of the combiner. I think I might have avoided all iterations of this, even going back to Power of the Primes.
So I don't know if I want to congratulate you or call you a sexist for avoiding half the girl figures that have been made in the last 5 years.
I didn't like the
He's
giant backpack.
clearly you're not a true fan. Give it up.
I didn't like the giant backpack, and I enjoyed the Chromia from from a few years ago. They did the Thrilling 30? That was
that's a good Chromia.
remold. That Chromia toy is fantastic. So for me to get the Chromia that they did in the Siege was and then no one really had a lot of positive things to say about the Moonracer mold. And then I think the only real saving grace for that mold is how rare and valuable some of those toys became. Because again,
this is what shocks me, Phil, that you did not try to get a green light and resell it.
That's true.
I might have, but I might have sold it early and not realized how much it went for. I honestly had no desire to get that toy because I just didn't, that Flame War. Who were the other four that they did? Other three of the four they did. Other two of the four they did. I can't talk.
Well, they didn't do.
I'm just gonna start saying numbers.
That mold wasn't Flame War, was it?
No, it was.
No.
Flame War was just the bike or whatever.
Right. Who was the?
It was Firestar.
Was that the purple and orange one?
No.
Firestar's the red one.
Firestar's the red one. Who's the purple and orange one?
Lancer.
Lancer. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. I just Moonracer, green lights. Yeah, I just I don't know. Wasn't my shtick.
That mold, okay, so that mold monkey pawed me, right? Because it gave me what I wanted, but it gave it to me all as the same damn mold I didn't like in the first place. Because I finally got those weird lady Autobots from that one episode of the cartoon that made me feel like there might actually be girl Transformers 87 years ago. And I was so happy to finally get toys of them. And then I got Moonracer and I was like, ooh, I don't like this that much. And I kept getting more Moonracers. And I had to keep getting her because she was representing something that I wanted since I was a kid. And then I also got an Alita to go with them that was this weird bulbous airplane nightmare with holes in its wings. Oh, it's a rough time.
So one thing, if they're still using this mold, I know that I had commissioned a custom rung that Sean made for me several years ago when the mold came out. It was really, really cool. I have it around here somewhere, and if they're still using this mold, they might as well put that out too because it was really cool.
I was convinced I was going to I think we talked about this years ago, Lucas. I was going to do that same custom because it was so clearly the car mode when you stand it up is a stick. It's right. I won't spoil it for anyone that hasn't read the comic from 5 years ago. But exactly. What does wrong become? That basically. and the build of the robot mode is so close. I was convinced it was going to happen, and then when it didn't, I was like, oh, womp womp. I guess we just don't get things we want.
But we got Battlemaster rung, and that happened.
Yep.
And we got him again in Spoiler Pack Ultra Magnus.
I have that one upstairs. It's my toy that does the upgrades on my Instagram thing.
Okay.
On the plus side, though, this is another rare Decepticon woman. Not very common. I mean, the Autobots tend to get them all. Actually, only the second Decepticon in this mold. Only the first Decepticon in this mold. For some of us, faction matters. But
I feel bad going back to your point, because it's like there's been so many bad female Transformer molds.
Right. And this is one of them.
This is one of them. And then, the current, Strong Arm that we got coming out, that mold, that Alita 1, Minerva mold.
That's a good mold. It's just being used for characters that make no sense for.
I don't like it. I like
that mold a lot.
That's fine. Hey, I'm glad you do.
It's better than Earthrise RC that everyone pooped on.
I like Earthrise RC. Peter, would you like to air out your armpits for us?
Armpits. Point of order. Missing link. What if we get a Missing Link RC?
Oh.
RC is the most missing of all links, right? Since she didn't get a toy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So a remake of her toy is just that prototype.
I would take the prototype. I would take a funky colored chrome dome. Just a Missing Link RC and an all new retro mold would be delicious. I want that.
I would love it if they did it in chrome dome. That would be so funny. I think that would just be full circle nonsense. It'd be very enjoyable.
With the Daniel as the head.
Might as well make it as miserable as you can.
And that's who her head was in season 4.
Season 4, yeah. Two heads. Do like a non-transforming, just pop on head, and then do the Daniel.
Yeah.
Make it a big old deluxe pack. I want it.
He enjoyed being inside RC.
Anyway, back to the toy.
Before we leave,
because of the cool sniper rifle.
She does. And she's got the 2 little thrusters back here. Do not double check your paper that the accessories come in before you throw it away, because these 2 things pop off individually. The gun breaks down into 4 different pieces. It would be really easy for you to accidentally throw away one of Cascade's parts here. So yeah, please double check that. Javelin's a little bit better, but also double check her wrapping paper for accessories before you throw everything away.
Both these sets, everything comes wrapped in this paper, this tissue paper type stuff, right? And this includes
so delicate dainty now.
It includes the accessories, it includes the Minicon, it even includes the bots. They come wrapped in the paper too. So hopefully that's enough of a reminder you don't throw away your accessories, but it's still pretty easy to accidentally throw them away. I've heard way too many people talking about it already.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the box is actually kind of a cool presentation. I mean, it looks nice overall, and then the fact when you open it up that it's actually kind of cool. And as much as we complain about all the tissue paper and whatnot, I don't know, we complain too when figures were just in the box and not protected at all. So
yeah, and I don't mind the tissue paper. I think it's a bummer people are losing their parts. Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm too picky. I have to check every nook and cranny of the box to try to find hidden surprises or spiders or whatever's hiding in the box. But other people, they're just I can't wait to throw away this box. It's so exciting to destroy things. So they might lose their accessories.
Lucas, you are correct. That is a very pretty box. The packaging seemed almost excessive, and it's like, wow, they really put in the effort for it. But as Anna mentioned, I also threw it the hell out too, because no matter how pretty it is, it's still a cardboard box I don't have room for.
Is it weird to you, Catherine, that they chose to do this big versus scene packaging for these two, considering how their fight actually happens in the comic?
I didn't even pay attention to it.
Okay, cool. You didn't pay attention to the event or the packaging?
The packaging.
Okay.
Because I only see
agree
it
that
for
it
a
was
few
pretty?
seconds. And
Okay.
at that point, I want to get to the toy inside. I don't really care about the box.
So the packaging, they did like a versus matchup screen in a fighting game, like versus do, and that's fun and all for like, you know, two characters that have this big rivalry, right? But their rivalry in the comic is not really like a thing. It's just a brief, you know, one shoots the other one.
There was a moment on a battlefield, they were both there fighting each other.
1-1, and she's not the one who lived. There you go. That's how comic books work.
Yeah.
How exciting.
But
Lucas, did you get Nacelle?
I did, yeah.
Well, hold on, we haven't finished covering some of this one yet.
But I was gonna say, though with this box, it's funny because like this is an Amazon exclusive, right? And so it's like, do you really need a box this nice for an Amazon thing? Like it seems like this would, like if this was sold to like Target or Walmart or something like that.
But what if they started using it again? What if they use like that same idea in a different versus set of characters that actually have rivalries? That would be cool.
Sure.
So Lucas, the only reason I was asking about Nacelle was to say, like, does his packaging seem as high quality, as nice as this, or is he more just a standard packaging? That was my only reason for asking. So tied into.
I have his package upstairs, and I honestly don't recall.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
we're all so burned out with all these figures. It's like it's somewhere. You know, it's another one of that mold. It's number 57 of that one.
See, that's why we should be excited about this one, because this is
I am excited about.
We have never had if you don't collect Studio Series.
I can't wait to get that one because I am excited to see that mold done justice. Because when I had it at Studio Series RC, I wanted. Well, I still have it. It's behind me on the shelf of RCs. But when I got it, I really wanted to like it because the body's good, the transformation's good. I like the alt mode. I like everything about it, except for the fact that she has a very, very tiny head that throws off the whole look of the bot mode for the Studio Series RC. So when my brain clicked and said, oh, that's the one they're using for this character and her head's bigger, I was like, ooh, that's much better.
The head on this one is amazing. It's the best part of the toy, easily. That is an awesome head sculpt.
I will say, don't sleep on the gun. The gun is really cool looking.
Yeah.
Voss? Yeah.
Yeah, the gun is Voss. It's very strange. They gave the Autobot a silver Voss.
Well, you can hand it to your Tarn toy.
Yeah,
that's true.
There you go.
It's like hidden DLC for Tarn.
They'll do a better deco
just give her
Tarn in a
javelins
year.
gun.
Yeah.
They'll do a better deco Tarn in a year. That'll come with Voss in the proper colors, in a San Diego funky pack or something.
How about they make Voss, but he's actually a repaint of the Battlemaster Ron. So he's the totally wrong gun.
And he comes with Armada Wheeljack, but no minicon.
We're so cynical.
We are.
So will Japan make a burning red version of this? I kind of like the burning red mini Battlemaster.
You are liking it, and you're catching them all. So
I want to see him
you
do
have
more.
to catch one of those.
So
Was it
Peter,
clear?
you might like this. You might know this reference better than some of the other folks on here. With her jetpack, with her little things there that remind me of jetpacks, she very much reminds me of the Armada game, the Armada PlayStation game, the snipers in that game.
Yeah.
They were more jet kind of dudes, but again, they could fly and snipe you from halfway across the field, and they were annoying as all get out.
Wait
The game
until
is
they
kinda
show
cool.
up in the gamer edition. When those,
Yeah.
let's see what
So,
else we have in that game. Stand by.
Do you guys recommend these two sets?
She looks cool. I want her. I don't want that dummy she comes with in the idiot mold.
I
mean-
recommend both sets. I recommend the sniper set more.
I was gonna say on the sniper set, I feel like, even though the one is a mold they've reused a million times, like it still looks really nice. Like I really like the new.
The
guns
colors
they
look
have
great on
it.
it. They're pretty
Yeah.
colors on.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's that late '80s, early '90s, just color, palette. So yeah, to me that was one of my favorite time collecting Transformers because everything was bright. Everything, these guys could all hang out. These guys and gals could all hang out with the TFcons and kind of fit in pretty well. Just from the color palette, Peter. Don't look at me like that.
I don't
you
think it
pronounce
was
it-
the colors.
When you pronounce it TFcons, you're gonna get that look.
I was afraid that since Christian wasn't here to get upset about that, no one would, but thank you, Peter. When I heard it, I laughed in Christian's honor.
Whatever. Just gonna walk off the show again.
He is kind of an TFcon deco, though, a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think both of them have that, and then you could even again say the same thing for shattered glass sideswipe.
Yeah, close.
Yeah.
I'm waiting on my snippers from Pulse. It'll be like a week, but I'll get them soon enough.
Yeah, Amazon was definitely first out of the gate with these.
I think the most impressive part about the Gothrod figure is that the little tiny matrix lights up every time it hears the Cure.
Nice.
Got a job at Hot Topic.
I saw a bunch of people online complaining that this apparently doesn't go in his chest. They were all upset.
Oh, that wasn't just me. Okay, I was wondering, like, where the hell does that go? I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
He just beats people over the head with it. This is shattered glass, Rodimus. He doesn't keep it at his chest. He bludgeons people with it because he's so bad.
And that's how he does. He's actually really sad on the inside, but he makes up for it with violence.
Perfect. I don't think anyone mentioned that on the side swipe you can put his beat sticks as little car accessories.
Oh wow! I didn't even pay attention to the instructions. That's sweet.
Yeah, it's kind of a concession to what he can't do anymore since his wing flaps can't pop out and be missile launchers.
Yeah.
But
Now,
it
Aaron,
does this
Catherine,
instead.
I want to turn to your IDW second verse universe expertise. Did the Ascenticons have a logo?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the precursor to the Decepticon logo.
Okay, because
Like a half-drawn Decepticon logo.
Gotcha. So yeah, that is something that Cascade is missing. Is she has no logo on her, and that's kind of like, especially given the fact that she's the only representative of that faction. It's a little sad that she doesn't get a logo.
Neither of them have a logo.
Yeah, and I'm just realizing that on Javelin as well.
That's interesting.
But
Yeah.
to be accurate, when in Javelin have her logo already, you see Autobots already existed,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but the Decepticons were
And
the
she's got a big,
Decepticon jet.
she's got that big blank spot for one too. But
Yeah.
finally, we have a use for the millions of Toy Hack stickers and free stickers we get from Show Z.
But you bet you Toy Hacks will make a specific set that fits better in that spot than the generic one, so you'll need to get it.
Mm-hmm. Lucas, if you still have the box, do they have any logos for either the two of them, Autobot or Decepticon, on the box? The instructions do not.
Let me look here. I mean, I don't think so. Not that I can see. I mean, there's not a, it's not about a lot.
Yeah.
Just a general Transformers logo, but yeah, I don't see a
Okay.
for them. Nope.
Yeah,
And
disappointing.
nothing on the pictures on the back that I can see.
Yeah.
So,
Mild bummer.
yeah.
There was a
You gotta show
decal
the-
sheet that you guys missed. It was tucked away in the boxes.
Right.
It wasn't
It
in
was
the paper.
actually between two sheets of the paper, but you couldn't tell because it's so thin already. The stickers are also thin. But check out this Power Links action. You put on the mini con and the wings swap out. Then he can fly. Because when he links with this mini con, he turns to fly like a little airplane dummy.
Oh, neat.
It's a play feature.
Yeah, he's still going to Peter.
It mimics the second childhood I had when I was like 18 and these came out.
So yeah, I guess we might as well show off Nacelle too. So here you go, Phil.
Yeah. And
Oh,
how was the
boy.
packaging? Oh, you said the packaging was upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah,
bad mold
that's
again.
a little disappointing.
Woo!
You don't like the Siege mold there, Peter? The
Siege
50th
mold is
iteration?
fine, but Nacelle deserves, dirge wings or whatever, thrust
It's
wings.
fine. They finally made me not want a Seeker.
I don't know. I think it looks cool.
I think there be quite a few people who would normally buy it, not buy it by a combination of using the wrong mold and using that mold again.
Yeah, and we just got it from Center Shockwave. So, like,
Yep.
this little capsule line has that mold twice.
And he didn't even have like the accessory and retooling that Shockwave had. The little extra bit.
Yeah.
Because that would have been something different.
Yeah, it's a bummer that
Would
he
have
comes
helped.
with no differentiation.
Oh, he's
I
a
don't
good
know.
sandwich.
I was gonna say the Siege Seeker mold is rivaling Sideswipe though, right? For most uses.
Nah, I mean, it's got quite a few, but not as many. Well, I mean, you got the... So you got the three main...
3 in the 3-pack.
Yeah, and then you got the
It's the
3-pack,
three,
and
then
you
you
got
got the
Red
three.
Wing. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
got
still
Hot
not
Link.
14.
No, it's not 14.
Pink.
You're up to, what, 9?
1,
No,
2, 3,
more than 9.
5, 6.
There's 9, but then ever how
7,
many times
8.
they like...
I think there's 11.
Oh, there's...
Isn't there?
Is there 11? That sounds good.
Well, I'm just looking over there. Oh, because
How many you have?
Yeah, because you had I don't know whatever. What was the thing called? It was not Skywarp, but the other one,
Hot Link.
Yeah,
And then you had the zombie one.
The Saltage.
Yeah, you had.
Oh, yeah, the zombie and Shatterglass
Oh, yeah, the
Starscream.
zombie one. You had the 3-pack.
Oh,
You
Shattered
had
Glass. I forgot about that one.
Then don't forget about the perfect whatever version of Starscream or whatever you call it.
Oh, did they
It was
perfect
the
finish that
Takara
one?
version. Yeah, perfect finish one. Yep.
Crap, it,
Then you
I
had the
think that
3
one
original
is up
ones.
there with Sideswipe then.
Oh, and then if you count the 2 recent ones, yeah, that's 12. So there you go.
Tears. Now see, okay, so you use the Sideswipe mold over and over. This is a pretty good mold, right? This is a nice, clean, well-functioning, good-looking mold. But that damn Siege Seeker is not that good.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah,
The questions are so
It's not as bad
silly.
as Moonracer. Like let's, we've got levels here. This is like B
Is
tier right
it?
here. This is solid B tier.
Really? Because I'm
Probably
keeping the Moonracer mold and not that.
Yeah, but
Peter,
how
what do you
often
think?
do you-
Siege Seekers, B tier, or C tier? F tier?
I haven't gotten rid of mine. I'm not opening Nacelle when I get around to buying them because I want the Earth mode version, which will happen at some point. I don't know.
I like your optimism.
Yep. Thank you.
It's a jaded form of optimism. I like it.
Hey, it'll happen or it won't. Whatever. I'll buy something.
aside from the premium finished Starscream, like I will have completed this mold, and just kind of feel like on a mission now to complete that Siege Tetrajet Seeker mold.
Yeah, you better go get that premium finish one. I bet you know
No.
somebody who has a couple extra.
I mean, probably it's his initials, but it's one of those things that, yeah, I'll collect all the characters that they do. I'll leave it at that. So, I don't need to get a repaint, but I like it. I like it better than the Sideswipe mold. I feel like the Sideswipe mold looks better in the Earthrise version. The Siege version, Cybertronian version, he just looked too fat and too wide, in my opinion. I didn't feel the proportions on the Seeker mold look poor, and I like toys of Battlestar Galactica Vipers.
Huh. See, my problem with that Siege Seeker mold is like, yes, all the jets have a robot hanging off the bottom, but that one just had straight up folded legs under it that just yelled at me and threw off the proportions of the whole thing.
And the robot chest on the back.
Yeah, the robot chest on the back bothered me less than the entire thick ass legs on the bottom.
They're thrusters.
Sure.
Just tell yourself that, Phil.
I mean, yeah, like every single Transformer jet has a robot hanging off the bottom, though. That's just
We work
that's their
ourselves
thing.
to
That's
sleep
what
with
they
a
do.
lot of lies.
Okay,
Here.
we don't want to start going down this obsession because that's going to affect everything. All the cars have guys underneath them too.
And boy, are they happy about it.
I didn't even like the joke, but I winked in reflex for you. You just
Yeah.
Well, on that, do we have anything else left?
recommend go get this mini con. It comes with other toys.
Sure. Yeah, I ended up purchasing it, Anna, so there you go.
Yay!
And while we're in the show here, so.
And remember, Gothrod.
Anna Catherine, are there other characters from the IDW most recent run that were new to that universe that you'd like to see get toys?
Lots.
There's another chance to get Elleron. I would like to see Elleron get a toy because she showed up again.
She was in the Wrecker series, right?
Yeah, Elleron was in Treads and Circuits. The most extreme wreckers ever. There's a lot of characters that could get figures, though. I don't know what caused them to pick these two.
I mean, they look cool, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I would have really preferred Gage if I was going to get a random comic-only lady figure from the second run.
I was hoping for a Glyph and Tap Out 2-pack.
Well, yeah. They're not new characters, though. Their romance is new.
It was an easy sell to go with its own comic book issue.
It is, and I'm already mold collecting that mold, so...
I do wonder if something happened with that they were
Me too.
expecting it and then somehow couldn't get it picked up.
Yeah, it's weird for Hasbro to turn down an easy mold reuse like that.
Right.
Because you don't even need to do a new head, correct?
You might
No.
need to do a new head for one of them.
For Glyph. I mean, maybe they just didn't want to dilute the market with too many Bumblebee molds or Cliffjumper molds. They just,
Sure.
they were afraid that it would, thin out the brand to have that many.
Yeah,
floating around.
you don't want to thin out the brand with too much of a single
With
mold
too
out
mu-
there floating
Exactly.
around. It's
Right.
Exactly.
Well, we don't really have that many of that Cliffjumper mold though, so.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think in this current environment, you're not going to see that 2-pack. In the version that we'd like of it, you won't see that 2-pack come out.
Probably not. But I'd love to see it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. While I didn't read those books, I'm familiar with that story was, and it would be cool. That was a pretty iconic cover. And yeah, no, that's
it could still come this coming Valentine's Day.
there you go.
Is Transformers getting a Valentine's Day issue? And I think that's pretty landmark for the series. Because a romance theme on Transformers shows that the target audience has shifted, right? It's expanded to people who want romance. It's not just toy robots hitting each other. It's a love-focused special issue. That was pretty cool.
Our
I guess
robots
we're just
hit each
lucky we
other
got
with
the
their
comic.
special parts.
All right. Well,
So-
I guess on that, thanks guys for joining me tonight. Join us for Anna's Anime Academy on Sunday night, September 3rd at 8:30 Central on the Discord. As the Overlord takes on Super Genrai in the Super God Mass Force episodes 23 and 24.
We'll get to find out who Overlord actually is. It'll be fun.
Apparently, he's not this Southern gentleman I've heard all about.
Nope.
So there you go. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Zaldron and Ron, and then James as well. Who else did we get?
The Gooch.
The Gooch.
Yeah.
We had a Destron sighting too, so there we go. So, all right. Well, thanks everyone, and we will see you next week.
She's off to her first day of school.